Welcome everybody to Comics with Vonix. Today I have a super special video for you guys. I'm gonna go over all the details. I'm not gonna hold anything back, so I'm gonna go over prices. I'm gonna go over dollar amounts that I was able to negotiate. I wanna share what books I was able to purchase in this large collection. So stay tuned for the video, and here we go. I've been contemplating making this video for a while now, probably for a couple months. I wasn't going to make this video, but I felt it is important that a lot of people, when they're out there hunting for collections or hunting for books, that they have some tips that they'll be able to use. I was able to get a lot of information from a lot of other YouTubers, and I was able to use some of their tricks to be able to negotiate purchasing this big collection. I want to thank all of the YouTube and content creators in the community for all the great videos that they've been releasing. I want to thank Regie Collects, Alex the Comic Hoarder, ETA Nick, We Love Comics, Gary Comics, as well as Mint Collectibles. I'll leave a lot of the links in the description so you guys can visit their channels as well. Just a full disclosure that this collection that I purchased, this was back in February of 2020, earlier this year. So I'm gonna go over all the details of how this transaction went down. So this particular collection came about through OfferUp. I saw that this seller was posting a lot of books through OfferUp. He was posting big books, but the pricing seemed kind of off to me. The big books were books like this Hulk 181. It was in a PGX case. It was a PGX 4.5. He also posted books like the first Moon Knight, Werewolf by Night 32. That wasn't graded, it was raw. He also posted books like Amazing Spider-Man 129, raw, as well as Fantastic Four 48, as well as Iron Man 55. These were all raw books, except for the Hulk 181 that was posted on OfferUp. The posting seemed kind of off because there wasn't a set price to the posting. It showed a range, such as the Hulk 181 showed a range of 1,000 to 4,000. So in the description, he put that this book is going for roughly 1,000 to 4,000. Gave me a sense that this seller didn't know what he had. He was just looking on eBay for what other sellers were posting them for. It gave me even more motivation to reach out to him. So I reached out to him, had some conversations. He was willing to meet with me with all of the books I mentioned, and we were gonna see if we can come to an agreement. So in the end, I ended up purchasing all 5 books from him, and we made a deal where I paid the Hulk 181, I paid the most for. The Hulk 181 4.5 I paid roughly about $1,200. And the other 4 books combined, $250 each for each of the other 4 books. So total transaction for these 5 books were $2,200. That was the first transaction. It was a good transaction, I felt. I was happy with the books. I went through each of the books in person, and all of them were complete. And I was happy to be able to purchase these big books from him. We were in conversation for the next couple weeks, and what happened was he mentioned to me that he had the remaining collection of about 16 boxes. He didn't tell me if they were long boxes or short boxes, but he said about 16 boxes left that he'd be willing to unload and sell to me if I was interested. So I did meet with him. I went through the books, I saw some of the quality of the books that he had, and he texted me some of the pictures of the other books that he had. So we ended up coming to an agreement, and I purchased the whole collection for $3,000. For roughly about 3,000 books in 16 boxes, I purchased the remaining of the collection for $3,000. So total, I spent on this whole collection $5,200. And you're gonna see in the next couple clips of some of the key issues that I bought. There were a lot of runs. The theme of this collection, he was a big horror fan, and he was a big DC horror fan as well as Marvel horror fan, and he had some Golden Age books as well. So you're gonna see a lot of those keys in these next clips, and I'm gonna do a voiceover for some of these clips because these clips were taken when I purchased the collection. I hope you guys enjoy going through these books. So this is the view that I had when I loaded up all the boxes. There were 16 boxes total, and they were not all short boxes. Some of them were bins, some of them were long boxes, some of them were short boxes. 16 total. So this is where we go through each of the books. As you can see, a lot of good keys there. Some of them were in runs, some of them were not in runs. A lot of different titles, decent amount of Submariner, decent amount of Marvel Team Up, I like that. A lot of Conan, Fantastic Four, Defenders. So decent amount of Marvel titles in this collection. For the most part, though, it would come back to a lot of the horror titles. This is a lot of the non-keys. I separated a lot of the boxes out so it showed, so we can see a lot of the filler books of what was primarily in the collection. It's a nice one there. I always love that cover. The Punisher miniseries. Some older Batman as well, Detective Comics. A lot of these books were in decent condition, mid-grade. They were, for the most part, they were bagged and boarded already, so I didn't have to worry about any major issues. There was some modern as well, but I would say 60% to 70% was bronze. There were some Silver Age. Here's some more of the Fantastic Four issues. Try to go relatively fast so we can see all of the different books that he had. So some Fantastic Four, say late bronze to early copper. Some 90s as well. I was surprised there wasn't as much 90s. I expected to be a lot more 90s. So there's some 12-cent books there. So this is a box of Marvel horror books. Some are keys too, like you just saw Venture into Fear, which is the First Man thing in his series. So here's some Silver Age Fantastic Four. See, that one has a little bit of chunk missing. Nice Galactus covers. I love those covers. Didn't have it in my collection yet, so I was super happy to find those. There's Red Sonja #1, some early Conan in there. There's the first Red Sonja, so that was a nice key that I found for the Conan, but most of them were non-keys. Here's some Iron Fist. He has a decent amount of Iron Fist and Power Man. Here's some more Spider-Man issues, some Bronze Age Spider-Man fillers, and Secret Wars #1, some Defenders. There's a nice one, Ghost Rider #2, some early Silver Surfer from the miniseries, and some early Iron Man. That's #51. There's Punisher, Devil Dinosaur, Alpha Flight #1. So pretty good keys. Here comes the X-Men. So that's X-Men 95. So this is some early X-Men that are, that are pretty nice books. I would say these are higher grade as well. X-Men #100 there. Awesome David Cockrum covers, and I just love these early John Byrne X-Men covers as well. Super happy to see these books in there. Almost a full run. There's some missing here and there, but for the most part, all of the nice Bronze Age X-Men were all in there. I just love the quality of this collection. Nice condition books, as well as some keys and fillers. It was just, you can tell that he had a goal in mind when he was collecting. So I thought at the time 3,000 was kind of a high price, but overall I feel like when you see, we haven't even got to the keys yet, but when you start seeing the keys, you're going to see where that price actually made a lot of sense. The The big books that I originally bought from him, the Hulk 181, Fantastic Four 48, Iron Man 55, and Werewolf by Night 32. Those 5 books, and Amazing Spider-Man 129. There's a Silver Age, X-Men, and then First Gambit. Those books I spent $2,200, which I thought was a great deal. The rest of them, the 3,000 books, I spent about $3,000. So that's about roughly $1 a book, which when you buy in bulk, that is a little bit higher than you'd like, but depends on the quality of the books. So I don't mind spending $1, $2 a book. I mean, $1 is a great deal per book here. I don't mind spending it if the quality of the books are good. So you can see there's a Swamp Thing run here. Swamp Thing number 1 wasn't there, but Swamp Thing number 2 and the rest of the Swamp Thing, there's some, we're going into DC horror now. So there's House of Secrets. There's pretty much a full run of House of Secrets. And a lot of the Bernie Wrightson House of Secrets, which those are highly sought after. And just DC horror, I learned a lot while going through this collection. Over months, here's the Tomb of Dracula. So that's an awesome book right there. Tomb of Dracula number 1, high grade. I would say at least a 7.0 to an 8.0. And pretty much the rest of the Tomb of Dracula keys as well as filler books, almost the entire run of Tomb of Dracula. I would say up to 50 something. Some gaps here and there, but great to see those books in there. Werewolf by Night, there we go. So Werewolf by Night number 1, pretty high grade as well, 7 to 8 as well. Pretty hot series, especially with a lot of potential Morbius movies and all of those type of horror genre entering the big screen. It's great to see those in there. And a lot of these will be in the similar genre, which a lot of collections when you buy, they're all over the place. There's not really, they can be spread out, not many runs, but this one stayed true to the goal, which was a lot of horror themed books. When I first purchased it, I said that I was going to call this a killer collection, which it definitely is. This is, I feel so grateful to be able to go through these books, and I felt like every time I went through the collection, I found something new. So here it is. Here's one of the biggest books that I found in the collection, which is House of Secrets. House of Secrets' first appearance of Swamp Thing. The other big book in there, Tomb of Dracula, number 10, first appearance of Blade. So here we go with the big books, bigger books. Here's the first appearance of Gambit. Very nice condition, at least a 9.0. First appearance, there's the first appearance of the leader of the Alpha Flight. And first Gamora. And there's a very nice book, Silver Surfer number 4. Great classic iconic cover. Awesome to see that in there. This was a high grade book too. Incredible Hulk number 102. This was an awesome find. Scooby-Doo number 1, first appearance of Scooby-Doo in comics. Very tough book to find in high grade. That was one of the biggest books in there as well. And here's some just classic Fantastic Four keys that were in the collection as well. Just love these covers. There's a Hulk versus Thing cover, number 112. It ranges from the conditions. So here we go. Here we go with some of those are reprints. Here we go with some of the EC Golden Age. So he was a collector of EC Golden Age. There's a nice one there, Origin of the Crypt Keeper. Super nice EC book. 2 copies of that. Here's a nice Tales from the Crypt Frankenstein cover. classic Jack Davis art. There's a very nice werewolf cover by Jack Davis, Tales from the Crypt. And some more Tales from the Crypt. These are lower grade, but they present very nice. They range from 1.0 to 4.0. Like this was a higher grade Tales from the Crypt copy there, 43. And he had this which is a very rare book to find. This was very low grade, probably a 0.5, but that was nice to see there. Here's some more Golden Age EC, Haunt of Fear. So to be able to find these out in the wild in a collection, I knew I'd hit a home run with this one. And not every day that you see any of these books in a collection. Johnny Craig. That's a nice Johnny Craig with a date stamp on there. Super nice. And a lot of EC collectors out there, so had a lot of people reaching out to me. So here's some of the slabs were in there. This is nothing big, but some slabs you just didn't know why he ended up slabbing them. So that's a PGX 6.5. This one is nice. 5.0 Hulk 180, first appearance of Wolverine. Super nice slab there. Here's a Hulk 182. So he had the trilogy 180, 181, and 182. And here's a nice one, X-Men 94 4.0. CGC 4.0. Nice looking copy with white pages. Here's the last one, Amazing Spider-Man number 6, first appearance of Lizard 3.5. I know it was a long video. I'm glad you guys made it to the end, but I hope you guys enjoyed all those great books that we went through. Many of these books I wasn't able to keep, but I was able to keep some of the big ones, such as Fantastic Four 48. I kept that one, as well as Amazing Spider-Man number 6, and also the X-Men 94. So those are some of the keys I kept. There were some other keys that I ended up keeping as well. For the most part, a lot of these books were sold off to be able to fund some big key grails that I was able to acquire, such as Amazing Fantasy 15 and Fantastic Four. I'm gonna put the video of the graded books, the big ones like the Hulk 181, Fantastic Four 48. I'm gonna put a link of that video up here. You guys can check out what those grades came out to, because most of these books were acquired raw. Hope you guys like this type of video. I know I didn't pull any punches on this type of video. I was very transparent in how I dealt and negotiated with this transaction. I don't usually mention prices, but I felt like I wanted to provide collectors out there that information so they can use it for, you know, when they go out hunting as well. If you guys haven't subscribed to me, please hit the subscribe button. Hope you guys like this video, so hit the like button as well. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.